Here's 4 examples on how to factor trinomials. We always begin with checking our a, b, and c values. If a is 1, then we follow these steps. Our first step is to set up our parentheses. We know to get a trinomial, you multiply 2 binomials, so we know that for a fact. We also know that the factors of x squared are x times x, so we know the positions of the terms in the front. Now we have to figure out the factors of 20. So factors of 20 can be found by taking 20 divided by x. It'll do all the divisions for you, and getting a table. Here we have 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. And once you see those numbers repeat, like 5 times 4, we stop. Now we need to figure out if we add these or subtract these. We find that out by checking the symbol. This means we add. So we add until we get a positive 9. So we want to figure out which of these add to a positive 9. Well, that's 21, that's 12, this is 9. And since it's a positive 9, we have a positive 4 and a positive 5. So that tells you the symbols that we use. That is your answer. Here we have A, B, and C. Since A is 1, we'll follow those same steps. Set up your parentheses. Put your variables. Now we need to find the factors of 8. So factors of 8 are 1 times 8, 2 times 4. And this tells us we need to subtract until we get a positive 2. So looking at these, we're going to check both directions, all right? 1 minus 8 is negative 7. Well, that's not even close. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Well, I have a 2 here, but I need it to be positive. So let's try 4 minus 2. Well, that is 2, which means we need a positive 4, and minus 2 is the same as negative 2. So that's what we'll fill in to our parentheses. Now we have this example. We check our A, B, and C values. All we're really checking is that this value in A's spot is 1. We set up our parentheses, our variables, and now we find factors of 3. Well, those are just 1 times 3. Now, this tells us we need to subtract these until we get negative 2. So, I could do 1 minus 3. That's negative 2. And that's what I need. So a positive 1 and a negative 3 are my terms. Those are my factors. Lastly, we have this example. Label A, B, and C. Because A is the 1, we can proceed with those steps like normal. Place your variables. And now we need factors of 24. To get all your factors and to be sure that you don't miss any, you can open graphs, type your number, 24, divide it by x, get a table, and it lists them all for you there. So 1 times 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. 6 and 4 is the same as 4 and 6, so we stop because our number's repeated. Then we check this symbol. This says we add, and we need to add until we get a negative 11. So let's add. 1 plus 24 is 25. 2 plus 12 is 14. 3 plus 8 is 11. 4 plus 6 is 10. Well, we need negative 11, and these terms give us positive 11. So in order for it to be negative 11, both of your signs will have to be negative. And this still works because negative 3 times negative 8 is still positive 24. So this is allowed. So those are your factors.